Welcome to Speedy Walkthroughs, where we show just the important stuff to beating the game. For first time viewers, this will look different to a normal walkthrough. It'll show just the essentials so you don't need to spend a long time watching this video. Today we're playing Quest 64, which is a lovely RPG for the Nintendo 64. We'll also be getting all spirits in this, which is sort of like the 100% completion of this game. Before we get stuck into it, if you end up finding this useful, please consider subscribing to keep up to date. Helps out the channel a bunch, and I should have more videos coming out like this soon. So basically you're just going to start out in this main area and you're going to be leaving this big building. Any chests that I grab are probably worth grabbing because they have lots of good items in there. And you normally can't buy good healing items in this game, so you're stuck to using the ones that you find throughout the game here. So we're going to talk to this dude. Pretty much anyone that I talk to or any chests that you're going to get, you do need to do that. So then head out of the building. And then we're going to go out into the main area of the game. So the first little spirit that we get here is from the horse area. So you got to actually talk to the horse first and then go into there to get the spirit. Now once you actually get the spirit, you get a choice of element to put it in. You can choose that with the C buttons on the Nintendo controller. I would recommend putting it into the blue magic first. I believe that's air or water or something. You're now just going to keep walking down this section and head through this door here. Alrighty, once you get into town, you're going to take a right straight away and go into this house here. You then need to talk to this guy. Then we'll head back out. I'm going to head into this house here and go to the chest. And then we'll go all the way to the edge of town here because there's another spirit here. So again, just keep putting this into that blue magic there with C down. We can then use a wing to warp back to town and we're just going to head straight out. So here's where you're going to start getting enemy fights. I would recommend just do as best you can against these fights, and if you die, don't worry too much. You just go back to town. It doesn't really affect you too much. So the leveling sort of works weird in this game. You get level ups for the various different things you do. For example, if you start taking a lot of damage, you're going to increase your health capacity, because taking hits sort of works out your health. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Kind of works like Final Fantasy 2 if you've ever played that. But we're going to head to the left here and we're on our way to get another spirit. If you do get into any battles you don't want to fight, you can just run away by getting to the edge of the arena here and hitting escape. There we go. Also, the battle's all based on proximity. So if you get into a battle and you want to attack an enemy, you want to start moving closer to that enemy and deal damage to it. There we go, we've managed to escape that one. And I'm actually going to fight the battle with these two. So you'll see me sort of getting up close to the two enemies here. And then we can use our water pillar attack to deal some damage. So that's that blue magic again. Going to be heading in here and we got another spirit to collect, but that's all that's really useful in there. And then once we're done that, we're just going to head forward out to the forest area. Yep, so keep walking forward around here. You'll probably come into a whole bunch of encounters, but just avoid those where possible. Alright, so we got a spirit there behind the fence. I'm going to keep walking around. And we're going to go into this door here. This is yet another town area, so we're just going to check this out here. Go into this building and talk to this guy. He gives us wings, which just let us travel back to the towns a bit faster. We got that. We got a little spirit to grab here. Just keep dumping that into blue magic. And we're going to head back out of town here. That's all we really had to do in this one. And we're going to head forward to get into the actual forest area now. Alrighty, this is the first section of the game where we're really going to do some grinding. So you'll notice we're using that heal magic there. That's part of the blue magic that we've got. And the heal magic just, restores our health, but that lets us take a lot more damage in fights now. So we're going to get into a few intentional fights here, and we're going to be taking some damage, and that damage is going to increase our HP capacity. We've got the first boss coming up, and we really need to be in quite a good position before we fight that first boss, because he can do a lot of damage very quickly. This frog attack is really good at dealing damage to us, although they're not dealing a lot of damage right at the moment. Basically, what you want to keep doing is taking a whole bunch of damage with very small attacks, if possible, and then keep healing yourself up after that damage happens. And that's just going to increase our HP capacity more and more and more. So once you've used up a lot of your MP and health, you want to escape the battle. You might also notice that your MP is recharging gradually as we walk as well. So as that happens, just keep healing yourself up. I'm going to go in here and get another spirit. We'll put that into the blue magic again. And we go to this chest after healing up. And then we're going to head back out here. Now we'll keep sort of that pattern going on while we're going to keep getting into fights and then just letting the enemies deal a lot of damage so that we can, up our maximum health. You can see we're already at 51 here, which is an improvement. And if you're close to these enemies, then those triple attacks they do are going to hit you pretty nicely. If you're too far away, they might not hit you. And you basically just want to fight the battle until you're almost dead both in HP and MP, and then your MP will restore quickly enough that you can just heal up before the next battle. Seems like the MP only restores when you're walking though, so you just got to be aware of that as you're going through it. Right, we've escaped that, so we're going to go get our next spirit now, which is just by this tree here. Of course, healing up along the way. There we go. I'm going to head back out to the left here. Alright, just doing a bit of grinding on the enemies here, because I'm aware we have that boss coming up. But I'll really stress it's not so much about killing a whole bunch of enemies, it's about letting them hit you, which is pretty counterintuitive in an RPG. Once we've done that, we're just going to head around to where the boss actually is. And you want to go down to this area here. There's another spirit behind that tree there that's worth getting. But the boss is sort of through this door, so you want to do as much grinding as you need to before we go through there. Now I've grinded up till my max health is 62. I will stress that is the absolute minimum you want to have. Any less than that, you have no chance of beating this boss. And quite realistically, I got pretty lucky in this boss fight, so 62. You might want 70, 80 health, something like that. Make sure you dip down to the left of this boss to grab this bread before you fight it. You have to hug the wall really closely to make sure we don't trigger that fight. But now we've actually got into this boss fight here. So we're going to start by using this item which lets us put our movement speed up. And then we're going to keep using water on the boss here. Now this boss will keep attacking us, so we've got to start eating some of that bread that we have to restore our health. So just make sure whenever you get down to like 10, 15 health or whatever you're doing that. And then we're just going to keep using this magic on him. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So you just got to be persistent with it. Again, eating bread to top up our health when we need to. And you should also have something to top up your MP as well if you need that. There we go. Now that's the boss beaten. Very, very tricky this early in the game to beat that boss. So go up there and get that item. And then we come back down here. I'm going to be heading out of this area. We're going to use the exit spell, and that brings us back to this earlier section of the forest here. And then we're just going to zip around and get another spirit. It's pretty easy to get lost when the battle finishes, because you can be quite disorientated, but it tries to face you in the direction you're facing before the battle started. So if you have that in the back of your mind, hopefully that helps. Alright, so we'll grab that chest, and then we're going to head through this gate here. This brings us back out to the main sort of area. You just dip left to get yourself another spirit. And here's that spirit right on the edge here. So keep dumping it into the water magic. Alright, we're going to head back out and actually follow the path now. And keep following the path up here, we'll eventually get to another spirit. Just on the right here is this spirit. So you have to sort of walk down this path here, but it's a little bit hard to spot where you actually walk down. If you try and just walk off the edge, it won't work unless you walk down that sloped bit of the ground. But you can't see the sloped bit of the ground from the top of the ledge. Alright, and we're in yet another forest. So we're just going to go forward here. And there should be a spirit by the tree here, which you can probably see in the background there. Grab that. I'm going to head up to the other tree. Alright, so just heading up here to this spirit. Grabbing that off the tree, and we're going to keep following that grass wall across. Doing an all spirits playthrough is actually pretty good because you get leveled up very quickly. We're then just going to head down to this house because this has another spirit next to it that we're going to need. There we go. And we'll head into the house itself. Just to grab this chest. Just be sure as you're playing through, you're still letting enemies hit you quite regularly. These trees are quite good because they have that triple attack that does 3 hits for 1. And then your maximum health will keep increasing if you keep doing that. Right, moving on around here. Just keep healing yourself up as well. Get another spirit there, which is good. We're going to turn around, go to this lake where there's yet another spirit. And then going to use our exit spell. Right, we're going to head around this lake now. There should just be a spirit behind this tree here. That one. Grab that. You might notice that I've started putting magic into the yellow magic there. Just be aware of that. So that's about where you want to swap. Probably about 24, 25 of the blue ones, and then you want to swap across at that point. And we'll head back up that log that we went down before. And we're going to follow the path. Should be a spirit around the corner here that's worth grabbing. And then you'll see a boat in the distance. So we're not going to go straight up to the boat, we're going to take a left here. And just keep following this path around, really. Now, one thing you probably have at this point is the escape spell, and that will stop you from actually having to walk to the edge of the arena to escape fights. Basically, once you go on the boat, you want to go in this door and then just come straight back out. That will have taken you to a new area. So we just climb up the steps here, and we're going to keep going forward. Just in the house here, we'll talk to this person. She'll let us rest. We can save our game. Good to talk to her and rest, because then we can walk back here a little bit later on. Follow the path around, and then dip to the right. Grab another spirit up here. And you'll notice how quick these fights will be when you use that escape magic. It's quite useful. Again, just keep dumping your magic into that yellow stat. And we get to this little area here. So it's going to go to the left into this house. And talk to this person. And we just leave the town. So if you got to this bridge across here, you'll know you're in the right area. We just keep heading around this cliffside. And you should come across this bridge. You don't want to go across the bridge yet. Just grab the spirit around this house first. And then we'll head across. This brings us into this cavern. These caverns are fairly linear, but I will still show it. Now those red slime enemies are actually quite good to grind on. So keep that in mind. If you pop up and have a whole bunch, you might want to kill the whole bunch with your magic and stuff. Alright, so we're going to go and get the spirit, which is over here. Yeah, so you'll notice me using magic to deal a whole bunch of damage to them all at once. The ice magic is pretty good for freezing, but the water magic does hit multiple at once, which is quite useful. Eventually we'll get a rock magic, which will do a whole bunch of damage very easily. Just keep heading around this wall and you'll get yourself a spirit. Now you'll notice if we sort of stand in front of them so that we have a triangle, you'll be able to deal water damage to a lot of them. I'm sort of trying to line it up here. But that water damage did hit all three at once, so try and get them in that sort of formation. Alright, we'll keep heading around, coming across slimes as we do. And then you're going to come across to this area with the water, so just keep heading forward through here. And we're going to get this chest over here. Once you got that chest, just head back around and keep going the way you were going. And we'll see these two chests here, which are worth grabbing. Then we're going to keep heading around. Again, you'll notice that I'm slowing down a lot to do these fights with multiple red slimes, and they're just quite useful. You do actually want to kill these enemies because that will up your stats a little bit as well. Now, eventually you're going to come across this little cave here. And you'll know that you're in the right spot because you walk on this cool green path thing. Looks like a very long snake or something like that. Grab that chest and head back up and around. And just keep heading forward through here. And eventually take this long path out of the area. You should find yourself in this town with the very long yellow grass. Find it weird that they have the whole like big cave and they don't really have a climax to it, so they just come out the other side. But basically there's 2 spirits in the first set of grass and then this spirit in the next set of grass, and that's pretty much all we need to do in this town, so we're just going to head out now. We get to yet another forest. There's a spirit straight ahead of you. And lots of enemies, unsurprisingly. So just zoom around here and you want to go forward until you're sort of near a house. On the house, if you go around the side, there is a chest. And then we should be able to go into the house. Grab a spirit from there, go out the other door. And there's a chest too. Another spirit on the tree. And then we'll zoom around the trees here. So just be wary of this person. This is a boss when you come up to them. So we're going to do our best against this boss here. Now, to my understanding, we should have enough for this big rock attack. I think it's called like avalanche or something like that. But depending on exactly how you're facing the enemy when you use it, you might do 1 hit, you might do like 4 hits. It really depends. But keep using that rock attack and keep using your healing items. You might be able to get a feel for it as to like where to stand to get the most hits, but it seems pretty random from what I can tell. Just dump all your magic into that yellow one and then we should be able to move on. Little spirit there to grab before we go. We use the exit spell and we're going to use that yellow wing to get back to this town we were in a really long time ago. So in this town we want to go through this door here, and that brings us into this little castle. Go through the door on the top floor and we want to go behind the king's throne. There's some goodies to grab in here. There we go. And then if we dip in through behind here, there's another spirit in this section. Then we'll head back through the way we came. Alrighty, so we should be able to use that other wing here to get back to this area that we were in before. This is the area that we just dipped into and bought a wing. Talk to this lady up here and then head downstairs. And then we want to head down here. I'm pretty sure you do have to go into that room that I went into and straight out of. I'm not sure why. And a couple spirits to grab throughout here. Then we're going to fall down here into this lovely cave. So basically we want to take the left path first, and that'll get us all the way out to a spirit. There we go, there's a spirit there. And you can actually use your return or exit magic to get back, and then we're going to take the right path instead this time. So you're going to keep walking up here. It's quite a long path, this one. At this point in the game, I was finding that my compass was helping quite a bit. Based on what way I was facing. You want to take a right on this little bit of path here. You will notice that you're in the right spot when you can see 2 more pillars. And just keep following it. A little spirit there, which is always good. I'm going to come back through this section here. And go through the pillars this way. And there's another spirit there that we can grab. I'm going to follow these pillars here. And that should get us to this sort of white door area here. You'll know you're in the right spot if you got a room transition there. I think it is the only room transition that you can get here. So I'll keep progressing through this cave. We're going to turn around here. And then we should come out the other side, which is basically what we could see before with the path. And keep going through this section. Should be pretty linear. And we'll come up to this branching area over a whole bunch of water. Just try and take roughly the same paths that I'm taking. Come back through and then we'll go forward. Yeah, take a left here. That gets us the treasure chest and a spirit. Come back through, we're going to go forward. Yeah, it can be quite confusing navigating this area, especially when you get into battles and the camera spins around a whole bunch. But we should be grabbing that other spirit now. And if you miss a spirit or two, don't worry too much. Like 100% is grabbing all the spirits, but nothing really special happens if you do that. They're just there to help you level up a bit faster. Alright, we're then going to go through this little cave section here. Make our way up. I'm actually going to come to this door transition here. Which brings us to this cool area that has like this house in it. There's a little spirit behind that house, then we can go into it. We step on that. Now we end up on a boat for some reason. Head back up, we should be in this area now. Alright, so if you stand in the middle of these pillars, you'll come down into this area here. And then we have another proper boss fight to do. So similar strategy to last time, you just want to use the boulder attacks on it. I think it's called Avalanche, and then just keep healing yourself with the bread and stuff. One thing that we're going to do is we're going to cast that magic barrier at the start though, and that'll just make us take a lot less damage. So make sure pretty much in all the fights you're casting that barrier attack here. You can see we're getting pretty bad luck with the boulders, but we will eventually deal some more damage. But yeah, we'd probably be dead by now if it wasn't for that magic barrier, so very good move to use. There we go. So you can see we just kept chucking stats into the yellow one. Alright, and if we step on the little portal here, we'll come back out. Alright, so we're going to come back to the main area here with the little house. Now we're actually, we can go into the house and get some goodies here. So we'll do that. Get like a little spirit and stuff. Then we're going to come out and fight more enemies. And what we're actually going to do is intentionally die, and that'll warp us back to the last spot we healed. There we go. So this just brings us back to this person here. But we still got all the stuff that we had before. And this was with the boat before, so we're just going to go onto the boat. I'm going to head through this door. And then again. Getting a spirit on the way. And then again. And then again. So each time you walk through this door, the boat goes to a new area. So this is the area that you want here. Alright. Then we're going to keep following this path up. We're going to head over here to grab a spirit. Then we're going to head across this bridge to the next area. So you should find a spirit in the grass here that's worth grabbing. You'll notice that I've started putting magic into the blue stat again. Talk to this lady in here. Got another little spirit to grab from down this section. And we're going to make our way out. Got a spirit in that house there. And then we're just going to take that red wing back. Conveniently, we're going to get another one of those wings. And we should be able to go through this cave here. There's a spirit behind that house to grab. Now we're going to go inside. So we're heading to this main, like, important looking place here. There's a spirit behind that thing there. You'll notice just lots of blue magic that we're getting. Again, more spirits to grab. There's actually 2 behind that thing there. Spirit in the bookcase there. I'm going to take that red wing back to the same town, and we just head out. You can see a spirit across there, but we can't grab it yet. We just zip around here. There we go, that's the spirit for us. We're going to head up through this sign. Another spirit there. Yeah, so there's like heaps of spirits in this area to grab, which is really good. Alrighty, heading through this cave now. And we're going to head across these two bridges and through this cave. Head across these ones. Should be fairly linear, this path, really. Alright, coming through, we're going to get this chest. And we're going to head through this path here. We're going to head down this little spirally bit. And up through here, we'll grab this spirit. Alright, so we're going to keep on this linear path and then just head through this big corridor here. Now when we come out, you can dip left to grab yourself a spirit. And you can dip around the corner here to grab another spirit. I'm going to head through this narrow bit here, keep going. And then we come across this boss here. Now that we're pretty leveled up, the bosses aren't as scary as they were at the start of the game, but basically strategy is just magic barrier yourself and then keep using that avalanche attack. If you ever got a move where you don't have much to do, you can just heal yourself during that. Yeah, avalanche, and that will usually do the trick pretty quickly. So we've almost maxed out the yellow and the blue stats, which is really good. I'm going to head left after these chests, just back up through here. We're going to a lovely desert. So we rest here as well. And you can see a spirit way off in the distance there that we're going to go up and get. So basically just keep trying to head this sort of southwest direction, I guess it is. And you'll get the spirit. There we go. Now you notice I've started leveling up the red stat. Red's not too important, but it's just we can't level up the others anymore, so we might as well pick one. I'm going to follow this path through now. There's another spirit off in the distance here. Get a chest in this broken down building. I'm going to keep following this path and heading out. Get another spirit around the corner there. Another one up here on these rocks. There should be another one just in the little nook over here as well. And then we're going to head into this cave itself. Alright, so we're going to keep walking down, fairly linear this path here. Get a chest over here. Keep heading around. Now that should have been a spirit over there. Yep, there it is. Just keep dumping your magic into red magic. Makes the most sense. Then we'll head down here. Couple chests to grab there. And we'll come across this dude. Again, magic defense, then the avalanche. That'll do the trick. Once you've beaten him, just head around here. Get another spirit in the corner. Add a chest. We're going to head back up. And we should come out at this section of the game. And grab a spirit behind this building. And we'll go into the building itself. Head upstairs to grab this chest here. And then there should be a spirit on the way out we can grab. Another chest for us to grab as well. Actually, a few chests. We're going to head out of this building and sort of follow this path going through now. Get a spirit to the side here. And then there should be another one. Yeah, there's another one just here. Yeah. There's also another spirit all the way back out in this section here. They're very easy to miss, these spirits. But once you get all those, basically, you should have all 3 spirits at this point. And you want to have gone in that building that we were just in before. Die to the enemies and you can heal yourself up. And we're going to head to the other end of the desert here. Head all the way out here. I think we should eventually get a spirit. Yeah, there it is. Very well hidden, that one. Now we're going to come out to the stairs here and then we're going to warp up this section. Now this bit's a bit tricky to find. Yeah, it's sort of like an invisible path that you have to take there, but it's a bit jagged. It's not super obvious how you get on there, but there's a spirit there. There we go. And we'll just zip all the way around here. There should be a spirit way at the back. There it is. And then we'll just make our way back here. Heaps of chests here to grab. You can grab all of them if you want, but I was just grabbing all the ones apart from the diagonals there. Another spirit out here, worth grabbing. I'm going to climb the stairs and go a little bit higher up into this tower. Spirits around the corners of this bit here. And a lovely chest to grab. Another spirit on the edge there. And we can use that return magic. So I'm going to head through this door here. Yep, another spirit to grab here, and then we'll head back. I'm going to go through this door. Alrighty, we're going to head down this path. And through this door. Another chest to grab if you want. Yeah, so I'll really stress, like, you don't want to use your healing items unless you're in a boss fight or something, because they're pretty limited. Alright, making our way up through this section still, through that door. Alright, we'll come across this guy. Again, magic barrier, avalanche. Works pretty well. It's a strategy for like every boss. Just keep magic barriering if it does run out. Cool, so that's the boss done. Gonna head out through this other door here. Alright, keep heading up these stairs. Another chest there to grab if we want it. Also, there's another door we can go into here which has some chests. And a spirit. Alrighty. Moving on. So there's these two that we can talk to. I want to talk to Shannon there. Alright, now this dude's gonna fight us. It's sort of a weird arena. You've got to like go around the arena, but you can use your movement speed up to help you immensely. Again, using your magic barrier just to make sure you don't take that extra damage. And avalanche, unsurprisingly. Alright, so keep chucking away at this fight, you'll eventually get it. Just make sure you're healed up in case that magic barrier runs out. Dumping all of our stats in red. So you'd think that would be like the final boss, but it's not. There's still like a little bit more to go. Alright, so talk to Shannon again. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird area, this last one. So go back through that door that you came from, you'll come out in this area. And we'll go back up through this door in the center. And we can follow the lake around. We'll get to this door over here. So come back out the door once you've gone into it. That brings us to this area here. We can go through this door. And you can head across these two bridges. This path again is pretty linear. Back out the same door you came in. Again, we got another screen with the two bridges. Go through here and then we'll talk to Shannon. Who warps us to this area. Now this is the actual final boss here, Mammon. Kind of reminds me of Chrono Trigger. Alright, so basically, again, you're going to magic barrier. And then believe it or not, you're going to use avalanche on the boss. And then if your magic barrier runs out, you want to use magic barrier again. And then just keep using avalanche. You should be fine. I found that standing at this sort of angle where I was like close but facing to the side worked to get really good avalanche hits. But just trial and error, you'll get it. If you're playing the game with like save states or something, you can probably just like keep rejigging where you're standing and get better and better hits with avalanche. Use your restoring stuff you need. You'll probably need MP recovery and health recovery and everything. Anyway, keep hitting with avalanche and then it dies. And then we get the credits, and that's the end of the game. So hopefully you found this useful. Don't feel like you have to get all the spirits, just, you know, they help, but they're not mandatory. And thanks so much for watching.